No,
she said that I can afford more than 400. That means she has assumed for me that I can afford more than that. And so it puts me in a place where I need to spend up to her expectation. And it's fulfilled.
I mean,
Whether I love you to the moon and back, so why would you spend that on reasonable money on you?
Wedding budget.
Wait,
Let me read it. So, wedding budget. How much do you think is reasonable?
Right, so I've been researching and I think the average, I forgot the figure now, the average wedding in the UK is about 30k.
wow.
Right, so I'm seeing some reactions going on. So yeah, that is a 10% deposit on a house. Well, depending on how much it is, but yeah. So what do you guys think? Wedding budget. Is it that necessary, do you think?
You know what it is?
What is it, Michael?
Is it necessary?
Mm-hmm.
No. The reason why people spend a lot of money on their wedding is because of the people's comments. Go to that guy's wedding. Wow, you see the cars he had, you see the lights and the shoes his missus is wearing. Oh my God. That's just the reason why people spend a lot of money. But I don't think it's necessary to spend that amount of money. I think you got to be confident. If you can spend, like Gasper said, you spend £400.
That's it, personal.
Now I think if you spend a certain budget, you shouldn't be thinking of what people are going to think. Just it's a 1 day. It's only for 1 day. So
I mean, it also depends on what you can afford. Because if you can afford 30k.
But I get that, but just because you can afford it doesn't mean you should do it.
I always say cut your coat according to your size, or wear the right shoe and make sure it fits your feet. Because if it doesn't, don't force it. So like, if you can't afford a 30,000 wedding, do not go for a 30,000 wedding. If you can afford for a £400 wedding, you go for a £400.
My brother.
No, but it's good. Like, he's using wisdom. Sometimes you have to apply wisdom in what you're doing. Don't go and spend so much for a one day wedding.
When you have the rest of your marriage
to think about, there's nothing wrong with having a beautiful wedding. I want a beautiful wedding, but I'm not going to go and spend a ridiculous amount of money for a beautiful wedding. Do you understand what I'm saying?
Yeah. But then don't you think that sometimes weddings are just expensive in general? Like, if you're wanting a venue, they'll ask you what is it for, and the moment you say wedding, they're giving you their premium prices. They're not going to give you what they would charge if you're coming to do a birthday.
Yeah, then move on to the next wedding.
Like, vendors have wedding prices. Like, even when it comes to makeup artists, they'll ask you, what's the occasion? The moment you, and the moment you say wedding, their prices triple.
The reason why it's so expensive, or people are using this as an opportunity to enrich themselves, is because there is a market for it. People want to have big weddings, even when they don't have the means to. And so then the reason why, if I can get a market for this thing, why not? I have to do it and get as much as I can, because I know that you are desperate to have this, and therefore you pay for it. But then I don't think it's necessary. Something like makeup, to go and pay.
Yeah, be careful.
Yeah, to go and pay.
That one, they'll pay for it.
Yeah. Pay so much just for a makeup on a 1 day event. Why you can sometimes, even some friends, amongst your friends, some people are very good with makeups.
yeah, but you know, I'm not tracking females here. I'm just saying. I think there's skills.
That's why I'm saying that.
Some makeup artists have so much experience that when they design your face, you
Design.
when your friend's good, but they may not be good in so good, you know.
Don't you think that designer or makeup artist is somebody's friend?
Yeah, but she's
So
still
why do you think
She'll
that
still charge
you can't have, somebody cannot have a friend who is good in makeups? If you are doing a wedding, you look at what is there, what is available, what you can afford. So it's not like I'm saying that just go for anybody. to come and mess up your day or your face on your wedding day. But then you look at your options. And even, I don't know why you have to paint your face so much. Because at the end of the day...
You don't know what you're saying.
I witnessed a wedding. A wedding. The woman ended up spoiling the guy's suit because it was white. But I'm not saying that you need to look good on your wedding day, but it's not necessary.
It is necessary. Are we talking about makeup?
No, not
money?
the makeup, the money.
Oh, okay. I just wanted to clarify.
Yeah. The only thing a wedding has to, it is important. It's important for a wedding to have is the bride and the groom.
That's for you, though.
And
That's
the
in
ring.
your mind.
That's all.
No, that's just you.
So what's your mind?
Huh?
Yeah.
My mind, yeah.
Those are the important ingredients of a wedding.
To be fair, yeah, 30,000 or 50,000 is a bit extravagant, but I do feel like you should invest in your day. I do.
So what's your budget?
I'm not gonna name the figure.
Yeah. Why do you think that the investment is money?
Well, yeah. It's not necessarily the money, but in this economy here, United Kingdom, money speaks.
And I'm saying that you spending that you're able to afford it doesn't make it necessary.
Yeah, I get
that. The day
that.
can do without those extra things.
No, but I think are you saying
It's a
that?
day to for some see it as a day to remember. Like
Yeah.
And I'm going to remember the day I said yes I do on the pulpit.
But you have to
even
match
if we
it
are
with a
wearing
picture.
rags because the special someone. Don't get me wrong, I'm not saying wear rags for your wedding, but then the special someone I have decided to live my life with for the rest of my life is this day that we came together and our families brought us together. That is more important and significant than you having a white gown rolling at your back all the way to the end.
You're telling me what's wrong with
Listen, nah.
Everyone is different. You
I think no, because we know the coat he's cut for himself, yeah? That's cool. But I don't think that should be a yardstick for everyone else. And
No, I'm not saying that should be.
Because I do like the nice stuff, but because it like you said, the pictures, the video, you know that, oh my gosh, like you have no regrets when you're looking back.
Do you know that you can have a wedding, spend less than these amounts that you are mentioning, and still have a gorgeous wedding?
Yeah, I was saying that the wedding the budget should depend on both of you. Okay, you can say, this is how much we want to spend on our wedding. So in that case, you are making sure that you don't go outside your budget. So you shouldn't put like 30,000 when you know that 30,000 is too huge for two of you.
Or too liquor.
Yes, I like that.
There are so many things you have to. You have to put things down. Okay, nobody knows the future.
Yeah,
so when you are planning, you have to plan well.
Of course.
You get it. So you don't say, oh, today because it's one day I'm celebrating because it is just a day in my life. No, you have to think about the days ahead.
No, but honestly speaking, guys, on the wedding day, wouldn't you be happy?
No, I will be happy, but I have to do things that I will be happy for the rest of my life.
The majority of the people go into debt during their marriages because they think that for a wedding to be successful, I need to do this, that I need to cut cake, I need to do reception.
I don't agree,
I need to. You are saying that you have to have a reception.
No, but I don't agree.
I'm not going to have a reception, put myself in debt. That's the difference.
Yeah,
I'm talking about someone
reception can still go on. It doesn't have to be expensive.
Yeah. No, but
I'm saying that is it even important?
You don't have to be rich to have, because guys, with finances, you don't have to be rich to have money aside. You don't have to be rich to have 30k in your account. It's all about your financial discipline. So if we're talking about that, then it is possible for someone to save 30k for their particular wedding and also save 30k for their house, for the deposit of their house. It doesn't mean that they're rich, but it's like what Mike said, it's all about the income.
These generations, still people are going into debt when they are having weddings because of a certain kind of standard that they see is laid down, that a wedding should have this and that and that. I'm not saying that when you have the money and you have planned for it, it's like planning to go to school and you are saving towards school. It's your goal as an individual, it is good. But what I'm trying to say, and I want everybody to understand, is not to drum it into people's mind that it is so necessary to have these things.
Definitely,
Because
yeah.
for a wedding to be successful, for a wedding, the reception is not important. The important is the bride, the groom, and the God who is going to be in the middle of the marriage.
Thank you.
You get it?
Thank you.
So
All
that's
right, guys. All right.
I think all other things are just
Extra.
All right.
I
Yeah,
think
because-
to conclude, I think it's due the budget. If you can afford 60
Yeah,
people,
it
Yeah.
depends on your budget.
If it's
Yeah,
400
the
pounds,
thing.
Yeah, it's all about men and women. They are joined. At the end of the day, it's done.
That's
Yeah?
all right. Fine now, because man,
But you know, you have to spend what you can afford.
of course.
Yeah. Don't overspend yourself. Yeah. Like myself, I won't overspend myself. Yeah.
But everyone-
I'll use what I can afford. Yeah. And then the budget for the wedding. Yeah. How did you say? Is it okay to spend £30,000?
No, there was no
No,
price.
I just said it. I
the
said
price.
it.
Oh,
Yeah.
yeah. So, I don't think any price it just depends on the couple.
What if he can afford only 400? That's what
At
he
the
can
end of
afford.
the day-
All right.
No,
Sorry.
what makes you think he can afford more?
Yeah.
All right, guys.
It's not-
You see the reason why some people spend more than they can afford. Right now,
No,
we are done.
No, but you didn't hear what
No,
she said.
she said that I can afford more than 400.
you
That
okay?
means she has assumed for me that I can
Yeah,
afford
already.
more than that.
Yeah.
And so it puts me in a place where I need to spend up to her expectation.
Expectation.
And yes, it's fulfilled.
Abby.
Whether I love you to the moon and back, I wouldn't spend that on reasonable money.
Guys, so at the end of the day, it just seems like just know yourself, know what you can afford.
And it's
Know your
If you can afford it, then go for it. No one is saying that there is a wrong or that there is a right. At the end of the day, if you're happy with what you have done,
sensible.
Sensible
thank
enough
God.
to-
What
Enjoy
if
your
I can
day.
afford and I
Okay,
don't want
over to you.
All right. Over to Abby.
But you are forcing me
Let's
to
go
do
over
it.
to Abby.
I can afford, but I don't want this. I don't want reception. I want just the pastor to bless me and I'll go.
It's enough. It's enough.
Order.
10 seconds.
All right, guys. It's been a madhouse. All right. For this topic. I hope you were blessed. I hope you took something from this chaos. But I think the bottom line is budget, affordability,
Sensibility.
stick to your range. Listen, don't even discuss your budget with anyone because there'll be uproar.
Yeah,
Just do your thing.
Enjoy your wedding.
Enjoy your wedding.
Enjoy.
Whether you want people to enjoy with you or not.
That's
just-
your own.
That's all. Thank you for connecting with the Connect team and stay connected.
We're gonna